Welcome guys, I'm HOJ, and in today's video we're going to be doing 5 best of 1 standard ranked ladder matches with my Boros Ascension deck. Made some more changes to the deck since the other day. You're going to find all of the links in the description for win rate statistics, deck lists, playlists, and then also a link if you'd like to subscribe if you like this kind of content and you'd like to see more. In addition, if you'd like to become a member and help support my channel and get early access to new videos that I make for as little as 99 cents a month, that's another way you can support if you're interested. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. So I wanted to kind of lower the curve a little bit. I had was seeing the win rate kind of drop a little bit. I was getting a little bit above like the top 1,000 Mythic. With some changes here, I'm now back down to 372 Mythic, so really like the kind of the direction that it's going. But what I ended up doing was I ended up cutting Animpakal and Inti, and then adding in 2 Descendant of Storms. I also ended up going back to the full playset of Kavaron Harrier. I just wanted to have more 1-drops that help trigger Firebender Ascension. So I think that both Inti and Animpakal are potentially really great in this deck, and you certainly could run them. They only will trigger Firebender Ascension if they themselves are attacking. So if you have like another creature attack and get like the Inti trigger, it won't actually trigger Firebender Ascension unless Inti itself is attacking. Same thing with Animpakal. For the 3-drops, I decided to keep in Delney because Delney is absolutely bonkers with Firebender Ascension, essentially doubling or quadrupling the effect. It's pretty nuts if you can get both of these going. And then Sanguine Evangelist is just always incredible. Suki has just been really good, even though this doesn't trigger Firebender Ascension. Just giving +1/+0 to all of our creatures, even those that are coming into play, is just fantastic. And being able to get a new ally token after the mobilized tokens die is just incredible. So really trying to kind of push everything towards Firebender Ascension, make it as fast as possible. I do like the playset of Burst Lightning, which can be used by the Firebending 1 that these tokens will create. And even just like an extra shock in the middle of, turn 3, just even at the opponent's head is incredible. Also being able to scale it up and do 4 damage is great as well. So the other change, I did end up cutting the abandoned, what are they called? The abandoned temple, the new white land that gives a +1/+1 counters to creatures for 1 white, 3 other, and tap. Just in favor of going back up to 3 Dalkovan Encampment. And then I think I added another starting town just because the mana was a little clunky, since the only way that the abandoned air temple could come into play untapped was if we had a mountain in play, and it had to be a basic mountain. It wouldn't work with like a Sacred Foundry or Multiversal Passage in the same way that Dalkovan Encampment will. So I just found that a little bit clunky and wanted to change that out. With this change, we have access to 15 sources of white on turn 1 to help cast our Descendant of Storms, and we have 20 sources of red on turn 1 to cast everything else. So all that said, let's go ahead and jump in. Also, I was kind of thinking of maybe doing a video with Simic Aggro. There's been so many different versions of Simic Aggro, but I kind of saw sort of a mishmash of different versions. One that was running like a couple copies of Enduring Curiosity, which seemed really good. One that was running some Mockingbirds. One that was doing like Tishana's Tidebinder. Anyways, it seems like a cool deck. Opening hand looks great. Happy to keep. So let me know if you guys want to see more like best of 1 standard events. I really enjoy them. Right now I'm kind of nose to the grindstone trying to get down under the top 250 for the end of the month, but let me know what you guys think. All right, let's open up with a Harrier. We could go Descendant of Storms here also. I'm just kind of doing the Harrier since, you know, we'd be paying life to get the Multiversal Passage going, although we're still going to do that eventually. All right, so let's go ahead and get some white mana. And then I think we just want to go for this. This looks like it could be potentially like the Artifacts deck, or just like maybe like a mill version or something. Voice of Victory is not as good against Authority of the Consuls. I think I'm just going to go with a Firebending Ascension here and just start moving on the Firebending plan. And like Authority is really good against us, but we just got to fight through it. We'll try to use like Frontline Rush to like get through. So yeah, it looks like it is going to be some sort of mill deck, I think, or potentially Artifacts. So it's possible playing Voice last turn would have been better, because then we could play around counters. We could try to drop it now. Well, I think let's just... Maybe now we want to do another Firebender Ascension, and then we can like get some triggers going. I kind of like that, actually. Okay, so they do have the counter ready. So it's possible Voice of Victory on 2 would have been really good, but Authority is just a beating against it. Now they're probably trying to like set up for like day. We could hold up like Frontline Rush and try to set that up for their like end of turn, or we could do Voice here. But I think, you know, there's a decent chance they have like Day of Judgment here coming. And I think we probably just want to Burst Lightning face. They don't have too many targets for it. Like they might have like Kutzel's Flanker potentially. We could also just get another Harrier. Actually, I kind of like getting the Harrier here with the extra mana. That way we don't have to like commit too much. Actually, I should have ordered this a little bit different so we got the mana before we got the extra Harrier. I guess I do kind of want to hold up Frontline Rush. Man, I'm really unsure what to do here. I guess I'll just get the extra Harrier here is pretty good. This way we're not committing too much to the board. Like, we don't get, like, the end of turn Frontline Rush, but, yeah, there's the day that we kind of knew was coming. Now I think we want extra... maybe we want extra white here. We have a lot of white in our hand. We have a lot more red in the deck. Yeah, I think we just go for extra white here, because then we can go for like Voice plus Descendant, which feels pretty good. Could also go for Evangelist, which would be fine. Now we can use Frontline Rush to push through. We might want to do another turn of setup, though. I guess we're going to get enough tokens we can actually push through pretty easily here, so shouldn't be too bad. We might want to just do one more turn of setup and then get like a bunch of Battle Cry as well. Maybe that's asking too much. I guess if we attack right now... We'll have 6 creatures. Yeah, I mean, we're pushing a decent amount of damage. Maybe we don't need the Evangelist this turn. Okay, we'll decline that. They're going to gain some life here, but it is what it is. So they're at 15. Giving +6/+6, 8, 10, 12. We can get him down to 3. Actually, that's really tempting. Getting him down to 3 and just trying to like burst lightning him out. I think we go for the. I think we take out the Unagi here. But it's definitely a consideration going for the. For dropping him to 3 there. Okay, and they just run it back. All right, well. Huh. I mean, we could do the same thing again, which is okay. I mean, maybe it's just better to set up with Evangelist. Yeah, I feel like Evangelist is pretty good here. Oh man, they got the Wrath. Oh, that sucks. I guess we don't block on the off chance that they don't have it, but like they would never attack if they didn't have it. So I think we throw the Descendant in front of it. Okay, now I think we could do another Firebender Ascension. Yeah, I suppose split up was a possibility there as well. We just want more land here. We really want more land. Oh, that's pretty gross. That's pretty gross. Yeah, this authority is just a beating. Okay, there's a little bit more red, which is great. So now we have access to, I guess, a total of a little bit more than, let's see, we're going to get 6 mana here. So we can do like Headliner plus like Burst Lightning, or we could do like Frontline Rush. We could do all of these. All right, I guess let's just get in and then like see what they do. Okay, now I think we can just, I guess we kind of need to Frontline Rush here. We still have enough mana to... We don't have quite enough to do like a full Burst Lightning plus the Frontline Rush. So maybe we just see if this connects and then just see if they do something else. Because if it does, I feel like we can probably get the Burst Lightning through. Okay, now that it's end of combat, we can try the Burst Lightning with the extra mana. Just to see if we can get it through. Play around potential counters. Yeah, okay, that'll work. Kind of a messy game one there, but there are just a lot of different lines. I haven't seen that deck yet. I like to really slow down the play also when like you get up into like the top 500 Mythic. It's also, I mean, I like explaining and like talking through my ideas like with you guys as well, just so you know like the different lines in play I'm thinking about. Okay, opening hand looks good. Against mono red, I guess let's get Descendant of Storms, because if they have like the Ember, whatever it's called, the 2-mana 2/2 that has prowess with haste, we can block it, or at least threaten to block it. Okay, they've got Needlehead instead. Sure. Now we'll just go for Firebender Ascension. I think we're happy to trade with Razorkin if they want to give us that option. Emberheart Challenger, that was the name. Okay, we're just taking a bunch of damage here, I think. So we could go Firebender Ascension plus Headliner. Yeah, we're definitely going to need to block next turn. Trying to think what we attack with here. Or if we want to like keep Headliner with like mana open potentially. I think it's just better to play out our hand. We could also use the extra mana from Firebending to make a little 1/1. And then like not like leave the Headliner potentially open. Or make this a 3/2. Yeah, because I think we definitely want to at least block 2 here. The real question is, can they kill us this turn? Like, what kind of gas do they have in their hand? It's pretty good. It's pretty good for sure. So if we chump, they hit us for 2, 4, and then 5 on our turn. So we have to chump. go down to 2. But now, oh, they're at 14. Yeah, this is just brutal. All right, so we're gonna get double mana from the soldier. We can use one of that to make an extra token, a blocker potentially. And then, because if we Dalkovan Encampment, like we don't have enough to just kill them right now. So I think we definitely need Headliner. And Harrier, I think. Actually, maybe we just want to make the 1/1 instead. No, Harrier's got to be better. And then I think if we just get in with Descendant, oh man, I guess we could kill this thing now. That's the other option. So we kill this, we attack here, we make a token. We have 3 blockers, we're at 2. They need to draw well, but it's possible. All right, so we do make the token. And now we can use this to kill the Bastronaut. Wait a second, I thought we had an extra. Oh my god, did I just. Oh my god. I completely threw the game. Yeah, because we could only attack with 1 guy for that to work. Oh my god. Yeah, I just got a little bit too into the weeds there. Oh, man. All right. But I really like the deck. I like the changes. I think making it a bit faster is nice. And reliably having a 1-drop on turn 1 is just great. Okay, let's lead out with Hired Claw. I think we just want voice going here. Yeah, authority sucks, but I think, yeah, growing the Hired Claw is good, but getting Firebender Ascension going I think is still going to be helpful, even though we're going to be essentially giving them life here, which doesn't feel great. The problem is, like, if we play the headliner here, there's a decent chance they just, like, wipe the board with, if they have, like, the Pinnacle Star Cage in hand, it's really, really bad. So I think I'm just going to hold it. This way we'll still trigger Firebender Ascension. But this is a really tough fight. This is a tough matchup, for sure. Okay, so now we actually lose damage on attacking with the Voice of Victory. These two will do damage, though. Okay, there's the Star Cage we knew that they probably had. Yeah, this is just brutal, but it is what it is. This is like a one corner case where it is nice to have like the abandoned air temple, like to pump our guys, because fighting through like multiple authorities is pretty brutal. This is also another possible reason to try to maybe bring in like Requisition Raid. It's pretty good here. Yeah, double synthesizer is just brutal. And I feel like there's a lot of decks that are probably going to be running like Star Cage, potentially Authority. It's really good right now against like the Simic aggro decks, so maybe we should really lean into Requisition Raid. That's a possibility. Yeah, this is not looking good. Yeah, that's gonna do it. All right, 1 and 2. Okay, opening hand looks good. Let's start with Hired Claw. I feel like out of all of our 1-drops, Hired Claw is like probably the best one, just because it can attack through the most stuff. Alright, looks like we're up against Orzhov Lifegain. I think we can probably just hold the Burst Lightning here for their turn 2 play and then play like Harrier or something like that. Halaya is pretty good. We can deny, I suppose, 1 draw here by killing the Sanctifier. I kind of like that. Like, they will potentially have like a big threat here soon. But I think denying the extra life gain will be good. Sanguine Evangelist might be better just because we're going to have to attack through some stuff next turn. Double spelling is always great, though. Although having the headliner is pretty good here, I suppose. I think we definitely want to do that over growing our Hired Claw. Just kind of getting a big board. This way, if we like top deck like Frontline Rush, it's pretty good. Yeah, denying Halaya, that was actually really great. So we can just kill that now. I kind of like that. Just kind of keep their board clean. Okay, decline that. And now we can hold up Burst Lightning for their next play. All right, I think we just send him in. They kill Voice of Victory. But we're pushing for another 6 damage. I think it's worth it. And I think we just want to do Evangelist over paying for an extra thing here because we're not killing them. Like they were hitting him for 2, 4, 6, 8. They kill this. Yeah, they don't die. Okay, Exemplar is pretty good, but I think we have him here. So we can just attack through, pay for the Harrier, as long as the Harrier So order our triggers here. Yeah, that looks good. And that should do it. All right, 2 and 2. Okay, opening hand looks great. We've got nice 1-drops, 2-drops. Again, I think we'll just lead out here with Hired Claw. Oh, Authority is such a beating. All right. Could go Firebender Ascension. Or we could just like try to maximize and then like either way we get to 3 counters, whether we do it this turn or next turn. I guess if we don't draw like a 1-drop, it'll be a little bit better usage of mana to play the Firebender Ascension this turn. So I guess let's just do that. Yeah, it's another artifact stack here. I guess they're pretty popular. So they could have the Pinnacle Star Cage next turn. I think we want to be ready for it. Probably not play any more than 1 of these 2-drops or of these 1-drops. We could also just try to like use Hired Claw, but I think that's not quite as good as playing another creature here. Yeah, we do have extra mana, so I guess let's just use Hired Claw. And then I guess we can go like wait for like end of turn Frontline Rush if they decide to like board wipe. That seems better than just playing something and then having nothing. Okay, Synthesizer. Yeah, Authority is so brutal. It's like the encampment, like it's just nullified by this Authority. I guess either we like totally hold it or we just push everything. Just like hope to draw well. because like playing these is just not good right now. We get to like rebuild a little bit. I suppose like the Harrier would be good. But like if they have it, we're just done. Yeah. Yup. This card is so busted against us. I think that might just do it too. I mean, like we could potentially draw out of it, but they've already got their synthesizer going. They have the Star Cage. They just need to not have Star Cage and Authority. Like those two together is just a beating. I think we might have to bring in Requisition Raid going forward. Like I've seen enough of this deck that it does seem to be pretty prevalent. Suki is good though. I mean, like if there was a card that was good for us, it's Suki for sure. It's not going to really do it right now, and they're just going to keep getting more guys. I don't think there's a place where we can win with Suki. I guess if they have like actually nothing, but they have 3 cards, like we're probably just dead. Alright, that's probably it. Unless it's like a total whiff. Alright. So yeah, going forward, I think probably maybe some number of Requisition Raid. I did throw the game against Mono Red, so that was just a misplay on my part. But let's take a look at the stats. All right, so overall win rate is 56%, 76% on the play, 41% on the draw, and 45 wins, 35 losses in total. So looking at the matchups, we have some good matchups against like mono white, mono green. Simic is still brutal, 3-7. And mono red is not great. And then mono black is also a little rough. We're doing okay against Azorius. I think some percentage of this is Azorius control, which we have a much better game against, but the artifacts deck is pretty brutal, as you've seen. 3-0 against Sultai Reanimator, and then, because I think we're just a little faster than they are, 0-3 against 4-color, so this maybe is some other version potentially of that. Also 0-2 against 4-color control. So there are some ups and some downs, but overall I do like the deck. I think it's a lot of fun, and yeah, we're back in the top 500 or around there and hoping to shoot for the top 250. So we will see you guys in the next one. Again, thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate you.